Welcome to Beyond Behaviour and welcome to our very first podcast episode. I am so excited to be here and I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey. My name is Ariela and I am your host. And I have a quick question for you. Do you ever feel like you are failing at parenting or you have no idea what you're doing? If you answered yes, and I'm pretty sure you answered yes, welcome to the club. No one's a perfect parent. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Perfect parenting is a myth. And that's why I created Beyond Behavior, because I really want to create a space for parents and caregivers to feel safe, supported, heard, and understood. I wanted to create a space where we could come together and just talk about everyday parenting craziness and talk about solutions, talk about strategies that we can use on a daily basis, maybe shift our perspective, shift our understanding. I wanted to create a space where I can bring in experts from different fields and I can bring in different parents with different journeys and different experiences to just come on the podcast and talk about what they have experienced, what they know, and what they've put in place to just help them along their journey. When I listen to podcasts, I usually have an aha moment. Even the slightest, smallest aha moment that I have when I listen to podcasts could make, the biggest difference in my life. If you can walk away from each episode with even one little insight or one aha moment or one new skill or tool, then I'm happy. With that said, I also wanted to talk a little bit about myself and just let you know what my experience is and, what I'm all about. So I have been working with neurodiverse folks in many capacities for over 20 years. I have worked in group home living situations. I've worked in hospital settings. I've worked in the education system. I've worked in the social services system. And I've spent the past 10 or so years also facilitating behavior de-escalation courses through a specific behavior de-escalation company that I'm certified with. And about a year ago, I decided to take all of my professional experience, all of my skills, as well as my experience as a parent, and launch Spectrum of Light Support Services. So through Spectrum of Light, I offer parent coaching, so one-to-one coaching to parents who are either experiencing some challenges with their child's behavior or struggling to put in routines at home, or parents of newly diagnosed kiddos that just feel lost and overwhelmed. And I help them really understand where their child is, what their child needs, shift their own perspective, shift their own approach, and really meet their child where they're at. I also provide professional care provider consultations. So I work with spaces like daycares and private schools and other organizations that support folks. And we really take a deep dive into behavior, understanding what the behavior is communicating, why it's happening, and then talk about different approaches and strategies that staff can use to really support their kiddo and really meet them where they're at. Through Spectrum of Light Support Services, I also offer webinars and seminars, as well as safety consults, and I'm also creating a parent community, parents and caregiver community, which I will talk about on a future episode once that is set and ready to go. With that said, I am also a mom to two amazing kiddos. I have a 14-year-old daughter who is pretty awesome. Even though she's 14 and we are into the teenage years, and those of you with teenagers feel me. I know how tough that is. I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty amazing. She is in grade 9 and she is a competitive dancer and she is funny and smart and outgoing and helpful and nurturing, and she's pretty awesome. Sometimes she will say things and I'll just have a moment of like, where did this maturity and insight come from? Like, it's pretty cool to see your little girl kind of maturing into this, whole person. Her taste in music has evolved, and, the conversations we have are different. And as much as, she's just like me and we butt heads, sometimes we also really do have a really special connection and a really great relationship. And I really enjoy spending time with her. So yeah, I'm pretty proud and I would not trade her in. So that's a plus. I also have a almost 11-year-old son who again is pretty awesome, and he is smart and funny and loving and athletic and nurturing and would give me the shirt off his back. And he, over the past couple of years, has had a lot on his plate. He went through the process of getting identified with ADHD and a learning disability. And also, right when he was 9, he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder that actually got him pretty sick. So it's been a really challenging couple of years for this kiddo, but he has been so resilient and so brave and so courageous, and I could not be more proud of this child. And yeah, that's a little bit about my kids. I also have 2 dogs. I have a 4.5-year-old poodle who is my human dog. He is also the dog that helped me get over my fear of dogs. I was always very afraid of dogs. I didn't grow up with them. I'm also allergic to animals and really anything environmental. So he really got me over my fear of dogs. And now I see a dog and I melt. Like, just he's changed my life. But he's a pretty awesome pup. And then I have a 2.5-year-old Bernedoodle who's not quite as smart as the poodle, but he is 65 pounds of pure, unconditional love and cuddles. And he's adorable and he's funny and he follows me around the house and sleeps next to my bed, and he's just amazing. So I would not trade them in for the world either. I'm also married to a pretty incredible person. We've been married for 15 and a half years. And yeah, he's funny again and loyal and smart, and he keeps life very, very interesting. So that is me and my tiny little village at home. I do have a, community village around me that I lean on very heavily. I have a couple of friends who are chosen family, and I have family who I just absolutely adore. And I consider myself really lucky because, I my village is small but mighty, and I would not trade any of them in for the world. So that's it about me. I did want to just drop my website and socials here as well, and I'll drop them into the notes as well. But you can reach me at www.spectrumoflight.ca. You can fill out the contact form if you want to reach me for any coaching or consultation. You can also find me on social media, Spectrum of Light Services, both on IG and Facebook. With that said, I can't wait to go on this journey with you. I am so excited for my very first guest. I can't wait to record with her. She is someone that I consider a mentor. She is one of the best human beings I know, and a dear friend. And I knew when I started this podcast that she absolutely has to be my first guest. And I think you will love the episode that she will be on. I also have some pretty amazing professionals lined up to come on to the podcast that are really amazing at what they do. And I have some pretty awesome parents that I'm going to be speaking to as well that have just different takes on life and parenthood and all the things. So that's it for me. That's it for our very first episode. I'm so excited that it's done. I hope you'll join me for my next episode. And I do hope that you follow along and can learn at least one little thing every single time that you tune in. With that, I hope that your journey is a successful one, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening to this episode of Beyond Behaviour. I hope you found it helpful and learned something along the way. If you did, please subscribe to the podcast and don't forget to share this episode with a friend who might benefit from it. Remember, parenting is a journey and we're all on it together.